just so much beauty in the world sometimes, you know? You gotta capture it and hold on to it and use it as your Facebook profile pic. So when I first told my mom that, I wanted to take photography more seriously, she said, "What?" I said, "Look, this is something that I care about. This is..." "What? Dirty pictures?" I said, "Not dirty pictures. Tasteful, artistic pictures." "Dirty pictures?" And you kind of want to be supported, by your family when you're taking on something new. And then I looked over and I realized I was talking to the parakeet. And my mom was in fact in the other room. So now she's quite supportive, actually, the parakeet and my mother. Dirty pictures! It's kind of funny because most of my income is actually a result of parakeet pornography. People ask me what's the biggest technological innovation, in photography. The move to digital, black and white to color, and not a lot of people know this, but I would say that the most revolutionary change happened with the invention of 1 hour photo. Because before then, what you would have to do if you wanted to have a portrait of yourself, you would have to go in and work with an artist, and you would have to sit down and be very still, and then you would have to leave and come back another day and sit down, because it takes painters a very, very long time to do portraits. So you would have to, it was time intensive. And with 1 hour photo, basically what happened is you could go into a studio and the photographer would hit the shutter, and an hour later you had a portrait of yourself, right? Except you had to be very, very, very still for 1 hour. You couldn't move and you couldn't really smile. So the end result was that pictures looked, people looked unhappy in them, and also they looked blurry.
I'm not sure that's...
And they made a movie about the invention of 1 hour photo. Did you see that with Robin Williams?
Yeah,
1 hour photo.
It was creepy.
Yeah, and he really wanted his kids back, right? So he did the cross dressing.
That's not.
And danced around.
That's not 1 hour
and
photo.
Lit his blouse on fire.
That's Mrs. Doubtfire.
1 hour fire. Yeah, I told my uncle about getting into this business. He said, "What?" I said, "Well, I'm taking some pictures and making a little business of it." "What?" I said, "Well, making photography a priority." "What? Dirty pictures?" I said, "No, not dirty pictures. Art." "Dirty pictures?" I said, "No, dirty pictures." Well, then I realized I was an alligator. I was like, "How are you talking? Dirty pictures?" So I left, right? But we do still keep in touch. And I send him, proofs and stuff, and he's quite supportive. Hey, you know what the camera said to the lens when he wasn't paying attention?
No, what did
Focus! I remember when I first went to photography school, on the first day there's orientation and they say, "Look, we're going to level with you. This is going to be a lot of work. You got assignments, you got to pay a lot of money for all the chemicals and the printing paper and your camera. Like it's a big investment. Like it's going to be a lot of work. You're really going to have to push yourselves." I just said, "Yeah, I get the picture." But by the end of the term, I warmed up to some of my teachers, and I said, "Look, Be honest. How am I doing as a photographer? And they said, you know what, Jim? You're developing pictures.
That's hilarious.
You're developing pictures because you're in a photography course at George Brown. So I went to the dentist the other day, right? And laying in the chair, and the dentist's like, so, what's going on with you these days? And I'm laying in the chair, so I'm like, photography. What's that? Photography, I'm taking pictures. Dirty pictures? No, not dirty pictures. Tasteful art pictures. Dirty pictures? You're taking dirty pictures? No, how do you even understand what you're doing? And then I realized, this wasn't my dentist. This is a brontosaurus. I'm like, why am I letting an extinct animal, an extinct large lizard, look at my teeth? Where's my real dentist? So we went out and we got a cup of coffee, explained everything, and now he's pretty supportive. You know, one of the amazing things about the move to digital is just that you can store so many photos now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no matter how many photos I get on this hard drive, I keep coming back to one. You know, you get your favorite, like you got your favorite kid or whatever. You want to see it?
Yeah, sure.
It's the best work I've ever done. Check it out. The hill, the sky. You see the composition there?
Yeah.
And the resolution. I mean, you can zoom into that for days.
Isn't that
it's just rich?
That's the background, the default background for Windows XP.
No, I took this photo.
No,
I remember taking this in Scotland.
I'm pretty sure that's.
What are you?
I'm
what are
pretty
you
sure
saying?
that's the default background for Windows XP. I don't think you took that picture.
Call me a liar?
Well, you didn't take that picture. It's on my mom's computer at home. It's
I'm glad she's an admirer of my work.